Yo, what's up everybody? It's your boy Level Up Lomax back with another legendary video, and in today's video I'm gonna be talking about my new trucking journey. Look, as you can see, I am now officially a lease operator. Yeah, I've been thinking about this for the last couple of years and I finally made it happen. So I gotta drop this trailer and go pick up my load, but as soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna sit down and talk with y'all about what I'm doing, where I'm at, everything like that. So stay tuned. As you can see, I am with Hirschbach Motor Lines. That video was actually a week ago. Man, once I got my truck and I got my first load, it was off to the races. I picked that load up a little bit ways away from Tampa. It was like 40 minutes away from Tampa. And I brought that load all the way up to New Hampshire, about 1,400 miles, 1,450 miles. Good start to the week or whatever. I did waste a lot of time just trying to figure stuff out, you know, that first day as far as picking up my load and stuff like that. But I still end up knocking out about 8 hours that day. Got up the next day, knocked 11 hours out straight. And you know, it was off to the races basically. But yes, I am with Hirschbach Motor Lines. I've been wanting to do lease for a while now. Like, I've been looking into it for the last couple years, and basically 2025 I'm like, you know what, I was looking for a job anyway, so I'm like, I don't want to go back company. I want to try to do lease. So that's what I did, and Hirschbach, in my opinion, is the safest company when it comes to lease. One, because of the 99-cent fuel. Two, because you get paid by the mile, so you really don't have to depend on rates. And then on top of that, they like guide you through the whole process. I feel like they don't just throw you out to the wolves. They give you a lot of information as far as doing your job the best. They even give you fuel solutions. Basically, they manage your fuel for you. They tell you, okay, stop at this truck stop, get 60 gallons. Stop at this truck stop, fill up here. You know, it was kind of hard to follow the first load, just because I had to fill up. When I got the truck, it was on E. So I had to fill the truck up So that kind of threw everything off, you know, as far as the fuel solutions that they had planned already. But my next load, I was able to get on track with the fuel solutions or whatever. So it was cool. But like, I just feel like if you're gonna go for a lease, in my opinion, this was the safest company. And mind you, I've been watching videos on Lease, reading everything that each company got to offer on Lease. The last 2 years, I've been like wanting to do this. So I've been watching videos on and off. You know, every time something comes out, like when a company has a new lease policy or something like that, I knew about it, you know, like, so at the end of the day, like, I've been up on this for a couple years, you know, so I was well prepared for what this was coming into it, you know. So at the end of the day, if you're gonna do lease, I would say Hirschbach is a safe option, you know, because some of these companies just throw you out to the wolves. Some of these companies, they don't give you the proper information, but also you need to have been studied up enough to know what you're getting yourself into. I think that's a big key to it. A lot of people just be like, oh, I want to try it, and they just go do it. Like, I had that thought, like, oh, I want to try it, but I deliberated about it for 2 years before I actually did it, you know, and I compared it to company. I covered all the bases when it came to it. The only thing that was left for me to do was come out here and try it for myself to get the full and final understanding of what it is, you know. So that's what I'm doing. And I feel like this company do basically guide you through the process. They got a tax service that helps you do your taxes and everything. Like, no other company is offering that, not to my knowledge, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, I felt like this was the safest option for me, and that's why I'm here, you know. I got a nice truck, 2023 Freightliner Cascadia, exactly what I wanted. Did not want an international. I know Hirschbach does have a lot of internationals, but I did not want an international. I wanted a Freightliner. And if they would have presented me with an international, I would have had to tell them I need a Freightliner, but they didn't. First truck they gave me was a nice 2023 Freightliner Cascadia, silver. I guess the color really don't matter. It was a nice truck. You know, I went over this bad boy like a with a fine tooth comb. I was all up under the hood, all up. Only thing I couldn't do was crawl up under this bad boy. But I went through it, you know, and anything that I put on my little list, went to the shop, they looked over it or whatever, and it was some simple things, you know, and got that taken care of, and I was off to the races. It had just got a PM right before I got it, so that was perfect. You know, that was one of the things I was worried about. You know, I didn't, because my first month on the road, I don't want to have to worry about going to the shop. I didn't want to have to worry about stopping for nothing. So I'm like, man, I need to make sure this bad boy got a PM. You know, I need to make sure I got good tread on my tires, all that stuff. I went over everything, you know, and the truck was ready to roll, you know. So that was that on that. You know, I got my truck and I hit the road and I knocked the miles out. I finished the week with about a little under 2,500 miles. My goal for the week is 3,000 miles, but you know, I had to get acquainted with the company, so I couldn't expect to do that the first week. Plus, I wasted a lot of time throughout the week just figuring things out, you know, picking up my loads and, you know, because I am new to running reefer this way. When I ran reefer, it was regional and I was delivering, so it wasn't like we had to worry about temps. All that temperature stuff was set for us. But running reefer OTR, you know, you got to make sure the temperature is set, get the trailer washed out, things like that. So I wasted time this week just figuring that stuff out. I know, like, at my first pickup, they told me the temperature was supposed to be one thing, but the paperwork said another thing. So I had to go through it with them. Then I had to call dispatch basically and go over it with them, and then go back to the shipper and tell them like, hey, if that's the temperature that it's supposed to be, you need to write that on the paperwork and sign it. So if I get to the delivery and that wasn't the temperature it was supposed to be, you told me that that was the temperature it was supposed to be. So at the end of the day, you know, I did waste a lot of time dealing with that, then dealing with the process of doing lumper fees and all that stuff. So yeah, you know, this whole week I just was getting acquainted with everything, you know, but now I know the process. So next week, I'm gonna run next week a lot smoother. My driver leader, cool, you know, he tried to give me the best loads or whatever, you know, and then, you know, we try to tweak some stuff. If it's not working out with my time or whatever, we try to tweak some stuff. If we can't tweak some stuff on that load, as far as appointment times or whatever, you know, we go to something else. But, you know, he cool, you know, he be on time with everything, you know, I ain't got no complaints. You know, like I told him when we first talked that first time, I'm like, bro, I'm ready to run. Like, you know, he was asking me, you got problems running at night or anything? Nah, bro, I'm ready to run. Like, I'm not one of them drivers that's like picky. Like, as long as my miles make sense to my goal for the week, we gone. I'm not really like hung up on, oh, I don't want to go here, I don't want to drive through this, or I don't want to drive at night or anything like that. I feel like people like they mess themselves up being too picky about what they will and won't do. Like, at the end of the day, our job is to drive. So you not wanting to drive certain days, times of the day and all of that stuff, like, I ain't trying to look, I'm running. Like, I'm running, bro. I'm trying to run, you know. So at the end of the day, you know, me and him on the same page, you know, as far as my goals for being out here, you know. So that's that, you know. Hirschbach Motor Lines, that's the company I decided to go to for my first lease operator job, you know. And so far so good. It's the first week, you know. I'm gonna probably do a video after the first month, after I done got a couple checks or whatever, you know. I'm gonna talk about that. But yeah, Hirschbach Motor Lines, that's where I'm at, and that's who I decided to go to for my first lease operator job. So that's that on that, man. I got a lot of content planned, you know. I got some GoPro content planned. I got a lot of content planned for being out here on the road, you know. So stay tuned for that. But that's all I got for y'all. It's your boy, Level Up Lomax, checking out.